Oh man, I love that. I love that music so much. Hey, welcome to another Conversations with Jeff episode. Just Jeff Tyson, right? Just talking with Jeff Tyson, having a conversation with Jeff today. For those of you that don't know, I mentioned Conversations with Jeff. The show is about bringing guests on to share their empowering information, giving you some solutions. Those of you out there that know you're meant for more. Those of you out there that are looking for that extra edge. Those of you that are ready to take the next step. Even for those of you that are doing it and having what you're doing, stay tuned. You should get something from these shows. I guarantee you that, right? And taking those solutions, because life is about battling in the comeback. How do you show up, man? How do you show up in the struggle? How do you show up when there's roadblock after roadblock after roadblock? How do you show up, man, when you just feel like crawling up in a ball, but you know you can, right? So I welcome everybody here. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe to this. And if you're taking notes, drop a note in the chat. This is a conversation. I don't mean for it to be just a one-on-one me talking at you, but I want to leave some things with you. And hopefully you can say, hey, Jeff, I've got this. Or, man, can you help me with some of this? Or I don't understand what you mean, whatever it is. But just use this chat as our way to communicate. Let's use this chat as our way to have a conversation. Right? My name is Jeff Tyson, and I'm known as Comeback King, and we may get interrupted. I'll just get you out front here. If I can have a little side note, we had some air conditioning challenges, and you know what? I was telling my wife, how did we survive back in the day? You know, we didn't get air conditioning until we were out of the house, right? And so we had window fans, and and I was just telling her, how do we survive? And I know how we survive. Because we understood that's the way it was, right? And we didn't complain about it because my parents didn't complain. They never complained. They always found a way to make stuff happen. I'm so grateful for my mom and dad and my siblings that we have. My parents are long gone now, but they left so many impressions upon us. Anyway, let me stay on track here. But I'm saying to you, spoiled with air conditioning. Last night we had no air conditioning. Woo. How many of you have air conditioning in your place? Raise your hand and say, yeah. Or if you don't, then I feel for you, man. I'm spoiled. I'll be one first one to admit it. Right. So anyway, I was saying all that to say I may have to go. We have an HVAC guy here who is doing above and beyond the late night call. And so hopefully we've got a solution to it, or he's talking to my wife. But anyhow. Man, I just wanted to give you something to think about and ask a question about. It's those of you out there in the business world, those of you in relationships, or those of you trying to do something in the community, and you're doing all these things and you're getting frustrated. And my question to you and your thought is, are you doing the things that you're meant to do? Are you doing the things that you're good at? Are you trying to do the things you shouldn't be doing and you're doing the things that you're not? And it happens. I mean, when you're building a business, say, look, my first business, I wore every hat there was in the business. They had a plan to replace those hats, right? Bring people in, have a program that they can follow so you can scale yourself up so you can begin to work on and in your business, right? So instead of in your business. So anyway, this is a new month, May 1st, right? The first half of the year is almost over. So I know there's a lot of goal setters out there, and everybody's watching their goals, and they're sweating and worrying, and some of you are killing it, right? And some of you are like me, where I'm like, man, I had a couple curveballs and some setbacks and some in the battle, some comebacks, and all those things in different areas. So I gotta tell you, mine are a little crappy right now. Be just honest with you. But you know what? I got them right here, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go through the exercise again, for February. I'm sorry, February. Wow, where am I at? May, right? So I wanted to just talk about, just for a moment, and ask you to think about this as we talk. What is it for you that you're meant to do? And you you're good at it. If it's talking and sharing, if it's building a business, if it's helping people, whatever it is, you're good at it. But you don't find yourself doing it enough in your business, in your life, right? And then, the old adage, they said, man, we used to say, I included, say, hey, well, here's your strengths, work on your strengths, but then here's your list of weaknesses. Pick your weaknesses and work on those. Man, what I realized, right, like many of you probably have too, is that every time, like in my business, for example, my marketing director passed, 6 or 7 weeks ago, my sister, right? And she had all these things in place and doing all these things. Man, I just left that alone. So those things need to happen, right? And I'm looking at which one do I do, and I'm looking, I don't like this. This has to be done though. It's not me. This has to be done. So I'm back and forth. Man, it's a struggle. But this is just my life, right? So because the show must go on, man. Hey, the show must go on. So I say all that to tell you that, you know, I get it when you're lost trying to figure out how to keep things moving when you're wearing multiple hats. And that's probably why I'm bringing this up today, to have you check on yourself, see where you're at with that. Because here's what happens, right? And you already know this. And every time I start to look at these things, you know, my energy level starts to drop. You know, my attitude starts to change. And I'm a little grumpy at the end of the day, right? Because I've been spending time doing what needs to be done, but not enjoying it. Right? And knowing I still have to get to the other things. And this is not old poor me. This is just the reality of life, right? So if you're hearing me and it's making any sense, say, hey, Jeff, I'm with you there. And let me know where you're coming from, right? And what's up, Isaac, man? Appreciate you. I sent you a message today, too. Hopefully you got that so we can get these things moving on what you had asked about. Man. So anyone out there, if I can get back to where I'm at, kind of all over the place, man. I'm hoping we got good news about the air conditioning. If not, that's the way life is. Boy, I can say is this, that, man, you know, I don't want to come in here and act like everything is always fine, because it's not, and it hasn't been. And I found myself, you know, at times feeling sorry for myself and having a little pity party at different times because things aren't going the way I think they should go, or I'm struggling with certain feelings and all that stuff, man. And then I started to look at why, and I looked at how I spend my day, and that's why I'm talking about this to you guys today, right? About doing the things, you know, that you're meant to do, and finding the who. I made a description in there. I got you, man. Yeah, I think you're right. I will, man. But I put it in the description about, you know, find the who. Focus on what it is. No longer work on your weaknesses, man. Don't put yourself in that misery. Don't put yourself in this draining energy state of mind, because, you know, if you haven't changed in X amount of years, you probably are not going to. If you're not good at it after X amount of years, you probably make it a little bit better, but it's not your thing, right? You guys hear us all the time. This is just a friendly reminder, conversation with Jeff here today, right? Stop it. Man, I'm talking to me too, because I'm going to figure out these other things that I need to get going so we can get back on the show road, right? So, because I was going to say, here's the thing, a couple things that affects you. You know, you lose your energy, you lose your momentum, you're wasting time. I was wasting time, and time is money, right? What's your value? Do you have a value that you can place on yourself? What's your hourly value? What's your daily value? What's your annual number that's running for you? If you don't have it, what is it? I remember early on, I was in a training program. The guy said, man, I don't get out of bed for $10,000 or less than $10,000 a day, right? And at the time, I said, oh, I thought that was a lot of money. Well, it is a lot of money, but my number is a little higher now when I think, right? It's like many of you. What is the time? What is your time worth? What is your value worth? What are you willing to do? How many times are you willing to fail at what you're good at to keep it moving? Hey, till the end, baby. Right? Until the end. I encourage you. I want you to know that if you're out there and you're struggling, stay in the struggle. I heard it the other day that, hey, look, it's just inevitable that the more you strive for, the more life has a way of playing jokes on you, right? Les Brown used to say it all the time. You get all these things planned out, you know, you got a super thing day already, and then you wake up the next day and the world has something ready for you, right? I mean, we all know that, man. Anytime you set a real goal, anytime you're chasing a real dream, man, life shows up. So let it show up. When it does, remember, and this is what our show is all about, right? I mean, what I believe to be the most important gift that we all have is being able to get yourself together when you're going through the battle, man. Get yourself together when you're like, oh, this thing is about to drop. Get yourself together with this stinking thinking. The power we have with that conversation you're having with ourselves about ourselves, the message that we give ourselves, because our self-worth is lined up with our self-conversation, right? How we talk to ourselves, man. And there's a whole lot more to working things out, but I just want everybody to know that, because it eliminates the excuses, right? I mean, everybody can say, I can say to everybody, when you get up we all get up in the morning, we all do what we got to do, and we're on our way, right? But the whole thing is going on our heads, right? The brain's still running. That's a common thing. So now you don't have to have money to do what I've been talking about. You don't have to have an education. All you have to have is a why. Man, a burning, that thing. Everybody has one. Everybody knows that they're meant for more. Those of them that are already doing it, knowing. But why aren't we doing it? Why aren't you doing it? And I'm trying to tell you, it's the chatter that you have going on in your head. And yes, there's some stuff that you got to really work on to get it to the bottom of it, right? But I want you to just take it one step at a time. Let you know it's possible to begin with the conversation you're having with yourself about yourself. It's possible that process can turn back the noise in your head. It's possible that process, these steps that we talk about, becoming aware of it, right? And then being deliberate on stopping, because you gotta stop. And then begin to replace it, right? And we teach you how to replace it and all that other stuff, man. I talk about it all the time because it's not sexy, but it's real, it's necessary, and it's required. I'm saying it again, it's real, it's necessary, and it's required for you to get to the next level, no matter where you are, right? I don't care. I don't care what you say about it, because that's how my life has been. It's been proven to me in my own life and the people that I've helped over the last 30 years, right? So anyway, man, I just kind of got all over the place today. Air conditioning. Woo. But I want to close you with this. If you're wondering where your energy is going, you're wondering why you're losing momentum, if you're wondering why you're just spinning your wheels, take a look at what you spend your time doing each and every day. And then write down how you're feeling about it. Write down what you think you had good results in and why. Begin to take inventory of yourself. Manage your actions. Watch your actions. Take a note on what you're doing right. Right? I heard someone say the other day they're measuring every activity. I'm going to a meeting, and this meeting is going to take X amount of time, and this meeting, the next meeting is going to take this amount of time to get to that meeting. Just measuring every bit of their time. It's a little extreme. So where is it for you? Right? Where is it for you, man? Mine is sitting here with this legal pad, kind of figuring it out, right? Looking at the conversation I'm having with myself. What am I telling myself? How do I see myself? Am I forgiving myself? Am I kind to myself? Are you forgiving yourself? Are you kind to yourself? If not, why not? And if so, keep doing more of it, right? So anyway, Wednesdays thoughts will be every Wednesday. And Monday will be Monday Mojo, and the show Conversations with Jeff will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock Central. And we are bringing guests back on. We are going to be committed to speaking life into those of you that are looking for impactful information from real life people that are willing to share and humble themselves to give you, again, like I said earlier, empowering solutions so you can take right now and go make a difference in your life. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get better with my voice or not. But anyway, I just want to tell you that number 2 was be deliberate and become determined. Become determined to commit to yourself. That I will work on the things that keep showing up that I know I need to get resolved. I need to get some help from somebody that's been through what I'm going through, or knows how to help me get through what I'm going through, so I can get to the other side. Because the real gift is, and when you're in the deepest part of your mess, when you're in the deepest darkness part of your life, the real gift is when you can say, thank you, Lord or universe. When you can smile and say, thank you. I know I was supposed to be here. I don't know why. I don't like it. But I know if I stay here and I do one more thing and take the next step, there's something else going to be on the other side. It's proven. You hear it all the time, man. We all been through it. So look, stop this thinking. Hook up, Conversations with Jeff. Put it on the calendar. I told you the dates. Go back and check out some of the old shows we got, man. Share, subscribe, and like. And let's get this thing moving. And remember, that stinking thinking no longer has to run your show. When you look in the mirror and tomorrow, whenever you hear this, I challenge you. Who's looking back at you? And do you like them? Or do you love them? Or are you like, oh man, you don't even want to look at them like I am sometimes. A lot of times here lately. I just kind of drag myself in there and kind of keep the light out for a little while. That's where I'm at. But I keep showing up, just like you will, because I believe it's possible. Nothing should stop you from reaching your destiny. I tell you all the time, you will not be denied. Success is failure turned inside out. It's something about the clouds of doubt. No, that it's not going to be easy, but you can do it, and we can help you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Wednesday, May 1. Forgive yourself. Show yourself some grace. And let's get busy. Finding out who you want to be. Taking the action and becoming that person. All right. Hit me up. My information's in the chat. Let me know if this helped you out or not. If you feel like there's some other things we can talk about. And let's keep it moving. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care now. 11 o'clock Central. Conversations with you. All right. Talk to you soon.